take a minute just to give some praise to the dopest spot in the Milky Way. We make the universe hot with the music we make, with the dopest thing in all the outer space. Our women are lovely, the music is dope. Most of all, we never lost our hope, cause living on the earth will perplex your mind. All the lights in the sky are a distant time. Swear if we could get there, we make it rise. So we blaze the pines, kick the rhymes. Try to keep our minds on the go like vines, and I'm known as a flow guy. Tempo is automatic like a robot. Say that you know when I know you know not. It's come and roll with the pro squad. We're intergalactic, we wander aimless. We're sleeping out and over where our bodies are weightless. Cruising out of space, yeah, we got our own spaceship. A ship like stasis, so we stay blazing. The fact that we're alive, nothing less than amazing. Let me tell you what the golden rule of space is. And W2, why'd you like me? Roll with what you got, not what you wish you could bring. We'll be a shining light, we'll be your beacon. So come with us and we can frequent our level of a secret. Ario, it keeps the beat in sequence. When I say green, no, it don't mean bills. Only got one life, yo, live your life real. Get green, get love, get free, get truth. Sit back, relax, blow your smoke to the roof. If you got hope, then you know I got you. Get green, get love, get free, get truth. Now when I say green, no, it don't mean bills. Yeah, you only got one life, so live your life real. Get green, get love, get free, get truth. Sit back, relax, blow your smoke to the roof. If you got hope, then you know I got you. Get green, get love, get free, get truth. Yo, we're alive with hope and we'll climb the ropes. Only rich motherfuckers on no private boats, man. Fuck dirty bastards, oceans of plastic. We not gonna sit by, accept disaster. We bounce from earth, can't take the fake shit. Fuck superstars, cars, diamonds, and facelifts. Fuck complacence, we flip the script and take it back to basics. Don't fear truth, now the facts will face it. So here we go, let's take a ride. Cruising kinda slow with the speed of light. If your planet has rings, then we'll take a slide. No need for fear, we don't speak goodbyes. Always come around like the beach is tide. We stay fly on the green supply. Got what you need just to free your mind. Now we on the move like a wave of truth. Pass me that mic, I'll show you what we do. We bring a spark of light when we rock a mic. Steady rockin' rhymes at the speed of light. Now when I say green, no, it don't mean bills. Only got one life, yo, live your life real. Get green, get love, get free, get truth. Sit back, relax, and blow your smoke to the roof. If you got hope, then you know I got you. Get green, get love, get free, get truth. Yeah, get green, get love, get free, get truth. When I say green, no, it don't mean bills. Yeah, you only got one life, so live your life real. Get green, get love, get free, get truth. Sit back, relax, play smoke to the roof. If you got hope, then you know I got you. Get green, get love, get free, get truth.
All right, so we're gonna go with round two on trying to figure this thing out. Got a little bit of help from Natasha on the last one. Just trying to make sure I can make this all work. Meanwhile, again, anybody who does listen or does pop in, I'm basically doing this just to, like I said, test the stream, but also figure out what I can and can't do. I got a lot of working and moving parts that I'm not quite sure how they work because I'm old and it's not like I grew up with this technology the way y'all did. So I'm just trying to make things work, move things around, see how it looks. If you pop in, you happen to pop in while I'm on here, you're welcome to join. If you pop in afterwards, leave me a few comments on things that I can do to make things look a little better, look different, anything. Boy, Ray, you better get in here and help me out. So let's see what I can do here. I do know that I can pop this. I've got that. I'll play with a couple of things. Ray, do me a favor and in the chat, boy, you better stop. In the chat, type !link and see if that does anything. I downloaded this thing called Nightbot, and I'm trying to figure out how to make that thing work also. What's a nah? Nah, you ain't gonna come up, or nah, that didn't do nothing? I know you ain't still working. Your day's over. Mine is not technically, so, but I had a little bit of time here to try and figure a few things out. Boy, you better stop. Okay, so that did nothing. Shit, man, I don't know how to make that work then. It'd be super. You're about to record. Well, Buster, jump on and help me real quick before you record. Let's see here. So let's throw this. Boom. All right, got that city behind me. It's a city we all know and love. Or hate. All right, and why you got my picture?
Because when you change yours, it changes mine too. So I have to change mine every. Bro, I've been going on a couple of other panels where I've shown up and I've cam down, and I'm like, the fuck's that white dude?
Oh, are you serious? So,
so like when you set yours up, it'll change it for both of us. So like you're in the right stream. That's dope.
Right. I figured that out.
Yeah.
I figured out even how to connect mine.
Yeah. So you're set up right. It's just I'm looking at this Nightbot thing. Is that on a computer? Because this looks like a computer deal.
Now, what do you mean? Did it show up anywhere?
No, but I mean, this is actually looks like it might be pretty useful.
Dude, it's dope as shit. So I seen it on Nunya's, and so of course I wanted to look into it because everyone in that Pred Catcher community, they all have it on theirs, and I'm like, dude, that's so dope. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to use it. I've got it linked to my YouTube, which by the way took me forever to figure out, but apparently I still haven't figured it out because you typed a command and it didn't do anything.
Because you're doing okay. So this could be actually really interesting, especially for the live stream. But I like I said, man, like this isn't like if you're going pro at this, like no one's doing it from their phone. Like I just feel like this is this looks real complex. This is interesting. I might have to give myself a Nightbot assignment this weekend and figure this out. Because this gives you insights into who your top chatters are.
Yeah, now it gave me all that information. The only thing it didn't do is it didn't actually do anything. It didn't moderate. Now maybe that's because of the small amount of people, because so far you're the only one on this one and Natasha was the only one on my first run. So
yeah, but I mean, as far as the commands go, that should be regardless of, you know what I'm saying? Like regardless of who's in there, like those commands should run. So like it has to be something with the setup.
Yeah, maybe. I'm wondering if maybe if I post exclamation command. Although that doesn't make much sense.
Oh, this is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, because you can actually have it to where they just type in, like I had you do, exclamation link, and then it'll drop the link for you.
Yeah, that's what I saw that. Like this is okay.
I know, right? See, I've been looking for some cool shit. I found some cool shit. I just don't know how to use it. I will eventually switch over, but you have to understand too. I mean, I'm constantly working, so it's not like I just have my shit available at all times.
No, I understand that, but I mean, like if you're going live, it should, like, it most likely will be in a consistent setting, unless you're just popping a straight live. Because like if you're running it from your phone, you could just pop a straight live from YouTube in your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, so I would say like if you're out and about and you're going live, then you would do that. But like if you're like as far as like setting up a show, you would have like a stable state. 'Cause like I never go live from my phone. But
No.
you're in StreamYard right now, so you're not just going live on YouTube. You're going live through StreamYard to YouTube. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I don't know how to go live. I don't know how to go live straight from YouTube
it's an
unless
option. Like if you open the app, it's in there. I think. Like, hold on, let me look. Cause see, now I'm just talking shit because I don't ever go live on the road.
but I would have way less control of like the aesthetics, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So if you just hit like the plus button, you can just go live. Like it's just like an option. Like if you're gonna add content, you would just go live from there. But using the StreamYard, you would have all this stuff. Oh, is it? Did that do anything? Hold on, let me pull up the actual YouTube.
Did what do anything?
Okay, so that's us. We in there. The command that you just did, yeah. So if I'm in here, I hit. So now I tried the exclamation point link from the deal. Does nothing.
Does nothing, right? So
Yeah.
I have it linked. I just still don't know what it will actually do, or how to get it to actually get on and work.
So there's probably what I normally do when I mess with new software and stuff, and what I'm going to do with this is I'll go down a brief rabbit hole. Like I'll go look up, because like if this app, if they're all using it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up 2 or 3 how-to videos for specific things. Like I'll mine through the features of it, and like specific things that I need to learn how to do immediately, I'll just go and look up that. Like I'll just be like, hey, how do I do this specific thing? How do I get the exclamation point link to work? Like what needs to be done for that?
I got you.
But like it seems like I'm not looking at the software yet. So like I'm guessing this isn't like actually a software. This is like a website that you go into that links it to your shit, right?
I think so.
Okay. And is it going directly to you link it to your YouTube? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and start doing this on the back.
Yeah, you would have to link it to each YouTube.
Gotcha. Into YouTube. See, we step in the YouTube game up. Now we need to find an equivalent for Rumble, so I can get my Rumble going. I actually had quite a few. Like I had almost the same amount of views that I had on my YouTube over on Rumble last night. So I'm gonna definitely keep doing that. Rumble's a pain in the ass, though.
Yeah, it sounded like you had a couple of people watching.
They just
I
don't
had to
talk.
jump
It's
off.
weird. People will get on there and just not talk. Like I had consistently like over 5 people watching the whole stream last night, but no one said shit in the chat. It was super weird.
Mm.
I was
What
like,
you guys-
okay. Like,
I didn't finish watching. What did you guys end up talking about after I bounced out?
sure that. It was just me and Jada finishing that reaction.
Oh, okay. You didn't stay on long.
Well, it was probably about another hour, and she fell asleep. So I fucking won, bro. I won hard, bro. I put everybody went night.
I really like her a lot, but man, she is wordy.
Oh, hey, question.
Yeah.
Did you enter your moderator YouTube channel link into the moderators section on your YouTube channel?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, and that took me a while. And I hit save, just like it told me to do.
Is it still in there?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to pull it up and look.
I'm gonna do it on mine because like now that I'm looking at this, I was like, this isn't. How did this take you? This isn't that difficult.
The thing that took me a while was the
Get it from your phone. That's what took you a while. Just say it like it is, bro.
No, I had to find where to actually the community settings. I couldn't find that. And I couldn't find it in the app. I had to I don't know. I had to do a bunch of shit to figure out how to make it work. But I made it work. But apparently I didn't. So
Hold on.
the search continues.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, let's see, because I got it on mine. Community. Yep, it worked on mine. Did you put it in as a managing moderator or a standard moderator?
I don't know.
So I put Nightbot in on mine, and so like it shows up on mine now, and I'm gonna go do it over on the High Value Nets channel. Like this, I mean, this seems like I could imagine this is probably a pain in the ass to do on your phone.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I mean, at this point, I can't even say anything because I didn't do it right, so I don't actually know.
Well, it's like we got. Oh, sweet! You got a whole command runs a commercial ad on your stream if your channel is eligible. Allows users to get a list of commands. Oh, sweet!
Yeah, dude, and like they can react to it. You can do a special one where if somebody does like exclamation point reckless Ray, then like you can have like your own message that pops up when they do that. You know what I mean? Like it's fun shit that people can do while they're listening to the stream, as well as actually moderating, which is also cool. So I don't know, man. It seemed really fucking neat. I was actually hoping that like Nunya or any of them, Sweet Baby Ray, any of them would actually get on while I'm doing this, and then they could tell me because obviously they use it, you know.
What? Hold up a second. Oh, this is dope.
What?
So it has like a bunch of song requests. There's so many songs in here. Like where they can request songs and shit.
And it'll do what? Like that? I didn't understand how that works.
It'll like play music. So I think this is probably pretty cool for Twitch streamers. It makes it so that like if you're on Twitch and you're playing a game, like people can come in like while you're chatting with them. They can request songs and get songs played. So like it's playing it to the stream. And then they can just like listen to the songs. Like it just changes the audio. So like while they're watching you game, like they can request songs, and it's like you could have like a song deal. I mean, that could be a pretty fun once a month deal. Just do like a gaming night and just have people like get a Twitch going and just have people like tap in and playing games, just requesting songs and shooting the shit. That could be kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't know much about Twitch. I know that Nightbot works for Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. So I don't know if you can use it for Rumble. I'm not sure how Rumble actually how that works. I have a Rumble.
It doesn't work for Rumble. It's just it's not currently in there. So I'm going to save that Nightbot page. Does this allow you to? So you would have to log out and then log back in. So like this is set up for the channel though, so the base functionality will be there. We'll test this out next Thursday. I'm gonna probably plan a couple of things to play with over the weekend. Oh, Dee Dee's live right now. Wonder what bullshit they're talking about over there.
Well, I wouldn't know because didn't you say that was like a channel I'd have to like bring up my fucking genealogy to show that I like the one drop rule? The one drop rule. That's crazy. But yeah, no, I think the conversation last night is a larger one that really needs to be had. So, because what I noticed is, again, like if you took out the first 3 rules, well, even that, don't even take those out. What I was saying is, those rules that he laid out, if you cared about nothing but just a fast track to being on your square, then I think it'd be fine for that. The problem is though, is that what's the goal after that?
Yeah, like what do you do? I mean, you're just gonna be on your square just to fucking be there? Like that's right. That sounds weird as fuck, dude.
Exactly. Like the goal needs to matter. And I honestly think that if you're gonna lay out any rules, like the first thing is understanding what a high value person, not just man, but person actually is. Like when you talk about somebody that I've never met and you're like, that's a good dude. The reason you tell me that is because that is actually a high value person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and to think of what those characteristics are, those are your first steps. Your first steps are becoming a high value human.
Yeah. 100%.
So I don't know. It's
I
something
mean,
that
if
should be
you
addressed.
if you don't have character and then get money, it's not gonna go well.
No, you'll just be a
That's
rich
all I gotta
asshole.
say.
Right. And if your goal is just to, smash as many females as possible, dude, honestly, depending on like there's tiers to this. Like absolute tiers to this. There's some scrubby ass nasty dudes that can
Mhm.
easily get with some scrubby ass nasty girls.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Swimming in it. So it depends on what you want. If you want a quote unquote high value partner, then we can talk about how to become a high value man.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I think like I said, I think that's a larger thing that could really be talked about. And then also, speaking of the red pill space, having larger conversations, not just like that, but political conversations
Mm-hmm.
to open people's eyes to what's actually happening.
Oh yeah.
That's the idea behind red pill. To be red pilled is you take the red pill and you see how far the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah.
It's a Matrix reference, and people have lost sight of that, and they're like, well, red pill just means be a dick, women ain't shit, and make money.
Yeah. Basically.
So
Like,
yeah.
let's show these whores, every last one of them.
Well, I look at it like this, like, Xavier's only 16. I think about like there's a lot of value in shows like Fresh and Fit, right? But would I want him taking the basic ideas from that show? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he has to dig through a lot of bullshit to end up getting like the value. And can he discern where the value is? You know what I mean? So that's what I think about. Like there needs to be stuff out there. And I think besides the tiers, I think it's age groups too. Those things matter.
Yeah.
Because again, I mean, you're not, as a man, unfortunately, you're not born with value.
Yeah.
So there's a tip top that you can get to in your 20s, in your early 20s. Mid 20s, there's also there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling for each age range. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that's something bigger to talk about. What are you about to record?
I'm doing my episodes for this week today because I work tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna be exhausted Sunday. So
Oh, you're
I'm
just
just trying
cheating.
to front load my weekend. I figure if I'm just gonna be in the middle of the fucking grinder, like I worked this morning, came back, took a nap, and then now I'm trying to get this ready. I'm just trying to get as much shit knocked out so that I can actually, if I need to, rest on Sunday, then as I can.
Okay. Well, Katie is in the air right now from Punta Cana Airport to Atlanta, which also makes no sense because didn't they fuck up the airport just to make it like straight shots international?
Bruh.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. But yeah, they. Oh, so she's just like fighting to get back in the country now? That's what she gets. No, that's joking.
Right. So that's another question though. So since we're international now, do we have customs at MCI?
I don't know. I haven't been in there. I heard it's supposed to look really nice and be super cool, but like I haven't gone to see it, so I don't know what the fuck is there.
Yeah, me either.
Did you tell her to
I
bring you
guess I
back
can
some
ask Katie.
Cubans?
She actually is bringing me back cigars. That's weird that you asked that.
Bruh. I'm coming over to your house to smoke cigars now.
Yeah, I mean, she's bringing me a couple, so we can definitely have a cigar and chill, and you'll say to yourself, God damn, dude, how can you speak? Because I'll inhale those motherfuckers, because if I'm going to smoke it, I'm getting all of it.
That's the reason you only have cigars like every once in a while. Otherwise, you just die.
Dude, I used to smoke Black and Milds like all day, every day.
Yeah, that was a whole era.
Right. Dude, I used to have girls in high school like offering sexual favors for Black and Milds.
What?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we're all too
They,
young to get them.
they
And
slutting for blacks.
dude, backwoods, blacks, like anything, fucking cigarillos. Yeah, it was a thing.
Oh man, that's fucking.
Well, and you know how I was back in the day, man. I used to wear a lot of jewelry. I had one girl who was gonna blow me just to wear a ring of mine for a day. Ah, high school. And you know what's funny is that these 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 females really don't change much from like the high school era to like up until their 40s.
I mean,
I find-
that's not surprising.
Right, but it's weird if you think about it. Like think about all the changes you have to go through in life because if you don't survive. And these females just get to be the same motherfuckers they were their entire lives.
Yeah. I mean, if the way that I look at it is like, I mean, women don't have to change though. It goes back to the reason they're not accountable for shit and like they can't deal with accountability. Like, what they're they're not required to do anything but stay cute by requirement. Right. By requirement. Like if you just stay cute, you can be stupid. Someone's still gonna wife you up and let you live in their house. You can literally be anything. You can be nasty. Some dude's gonna simp out for you and want you to live in his house. Like you don't have to be you don't have to be clean. Dudes will still simp out and want you to live in their house as long as you're cute. Like that's the reason when they say that like women aren't interesting, and it's the same reason that it's really hard for women to be funny. Like they don't go through shit, like for real.
Right.
Like they do no building, so it's just like you have no actual life experience aside from trying to compete with men. Like you're not interesting. You're most likely not funny. Like, are you cute? Okay, then. Like if not, have all the seats. Take every last one of them. Like,
well, dude, think about this too. The funniest things are like what we would consider inappropriate humor, right? And generally, the funnier jokes are built off of something inappropriate and built off of personal experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, we go through so much trauma in life as males, and we're not encouraged to talk about our feelings or even address them. So comedy is really the only way that we can deal. Like we laugh so that we don't cry. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't know that life. They don't know that life. That's why they don't know what's funny.
And if you do cry, you get clowned. Like this is what
I mean, technically, as you should. Really, the only person you should be crying to is a friend, a dude friend that you really trust. Somebody who knows you and knows what you're going through. Cry in front of that dude, because worst thing is he might laugh a little bit while it's happening and be like, man, you're acting like a bitch, but I feel you. You know? That's the worst you're going to get. You cry in front of a female, she will never respect you again. Never. Immediately, you're a weak pussy that she can fucking do whatever she wants to. In her mind. So, yeah, dude. Fuck all that shit. Fuck that noise. But yeah, dude, I think that ought to be the basis for our first few shows with the not everything's black and white.
Yeah.
Is a real laying down of what high value actually means. Since we are on the high value net, you don't really necessarily want to be associated with what has become the caricature of high value.
Yeah. Dude, so check this out. I'm checking my Rumble analytics from last night.
Yeah.
So so the stream only got 1 like, but 271 views.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, goddamn. Rumble's the Wild West. We might have to make some plays over there. That's interesting.
Well, and over there you don't have to like change out words in order to keep your stream up.
Right, right. Well, that was the other thing. I was like, I might do some Rumble exclusives on some topics that we can't talk about over. I mean, we can talk about whatever the fuck we want over on YouTube right now. We're not monetized, but there's certain things you got to do when you're getting ready to get monetized. So like, it's got to be like dialed into a certain extent. But yeah, this is interesting. I'm got to look at some shit over here. That's wild.
I will tell you that I did spend a little time uploading a few things into the Not Everything's Black and White brand.
Mm-hmm.
So if I switch that over, boom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did you see that?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Now, where did you get different overlays? See that, how I just...
Yeah, I made them.
Oh, you just made them?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you make an overlay? What are you using for that?
You gotta take the overlay that you want. You basically make a PNG of it, and then you take it to the site. Let's see here. No, that's close. You take it to this site. Is it Photopea? Oh, we don't want to open it on that page. Hold up a second. Let me see here. So we take it over. Tools.
Interesting. Why can't I change that? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
So you take it over to this site. I had to use like 2 sites to make those. But basically what you do is you take the picture that you want, you have to make it with like 2 off colors. So like the background of it needs to be like one solid, easily identifiable color. And then you take it over to Photopea, you use the magic wand and you delete the background so that it's no background. And then when I do the pop-ups where it's like the money received or whatever, I've cut out just that piece of it. So like you cut it out around the parts that you're not using.
I see.
And then you upload it in the overlay. Cause like if you do this overlay, it's not cut out. So it's just gonna be us.
Right.
But like all this is what this was a full screen picture. And then they cut out the live part and the StreamYard part at the bottom. And basically you would just take your 2 icons and put those on there to make that the overlay.
Okay. So I already know how to make.
I actually need to make another one of those myself for the Guns and Butter show, and probably one for my stream also, so I can do. Because I'm gonna be playing around with some stuff over my break for sure. Because like I ain't gonna just be sitting at home doing nothing. That's stupid.
Well, this week coming up, I've got to go down to Tennessee because my nephew's graduating. Yeah.
Tennessee. Okay, sorry.
Hell yeah. No, hey man, I like that shit. I mean, I thought you were gonna bust out some Mr. Wendell next.
Oh shit.
Arrested Development. But yeah, no, he's graduating. Actually, he's graduating on Thursday. In fact, graduation is 7:00 p.m. So I'll probably be jumping to you a little later.
Okay.
On Thursday, even if I can, because
our new Frontier homies are in the building. That's dope.
Yeah. Muslim guy.
Yes.
Jumped in.
Well, it's not Muslim guy right now. It's whatever the hell his name is, bro. He showed up last night. And I was like, this dude is foolish.
That's a standard Muslim greeting. That's
I know. It's like, why are you doing that, bro?
Just so that you know, by the way, if you don't know what somebody's saying in Arabic, you should always say "walaikum."
Oh, okay. Word. I'm changing my name to walaikum.
That just means same to you. So if they said something fucked up, you just said same to you. If they said something nice, you just said same to you. Either way, your response should be pretty decent.
Like, yes, that's right there with you, buddy.
Right. Now, I don't know. Yeah, I've been I don't know how I'm gonna work that out. If my little sister wants me to like actually hang out and shit, then I probably won't be able to jump on at all. Or if I do,
Okay.
like super briefly.
Well, that's straight. I feel you. You got do family shit. I mean, there's the world's out there. It's not just about you two. We got to touch grass sometimes too.
Well, right. You know, I'm rarely on the YouTube.
I know, I know.
Of course, I say that, but you know, I listen to shows damn near all fucking day.
I do. I have like this week I listened to shows, and then last week I listened to I knocked out a book. But yeah, normally it's books or shows. I try to make sure that some of it's educational, at least.
I've relegated my books to strictly for bedtime at this point,
Hmm.
but not all the time, because you know, just 2 nights ago I was on Nunya's shit until fucking 6 in the morning. Fucking stupid.
Bruh, you are
Right.
wild, bro. I can't be doing that.
I know, it was so dumb, and especially since I had to basically jump off of there, get myself ready, and then go work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
the dumb part.
I know I was tired as hell last night.
I know you very abruptly were just like, "Yo, I gotta go." Like, I gotta go to
Yeah.
sleep.
Well, that was my thing. Like, I wanted to say something a little earlier, but you had videos that I needed to watch, and
Yeah.
and again, I like Melanin University, but man, she is wordy. You know what I mean? And it's not
Bro.
like there was like a argument or anything, so cutting her off wouldn't have been cool. But you know, it seems like you have to. You know what I mean? Like anytime she's saying anything, because otherwise she's just gonna keep rambling.
Dude, she lands the plane eventually.
I know, I like her, but yeah, it was
Man.
hard to get a word in edgewise.
Bro, that's because you just be chilling there. You got the gain up, and you're using the appropriate microphone now. Like people can hear you. You can just say shit.
Well, I know, but
Bro,
you know, I
just
don't
do what Rolo does and just turn the gain up all the way. If you talk louder, you're more writer, bro.
Yeah, I don't like to overtalk people. More writer. That was really good.
Hey, bro. Rolo be sitting there and be like, "You Mo Darker and Mo Blacker." And I turned the mic up, and now I'm Mo Rider.
Dude, it seems like Reese doesn't engage as much anymore. Have you noticed that?
I think you just be chilling, bro. Like you can't just be getting it all that. Well, I mean, it also depends on the topic as well. But he also came in like he's had something going on with his mixer, also.
Yeah.
Because like he came in super quiet.
But you can hear me really well right now.
Oh yeah, you crispy.
It's still not the same as in person though. I have noticed, like listening back, I don't sound the same on here as I do in person.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of a discrepancy between that because, well, one, you're using the headphone mic, but also like if you have like a mic going into a mixer versus a mic that's like mixed, like both of my mics that I have do fine. Like they're perfectly fine for doing a talk show or whatever. But you know, like if you have a mic going into a mixer, like that's also another level as well because like you can adjust the tones and all that good shit.
I got you.
What's this background?
That's for my website, fuckscheck.com. You know, I really have that website. I just don't have it really. I haven't really done anything to it, and I really should.
Dude, you should make an AI bot.
Oh, to just fill content. But what if the AI bot doesn't like? I don't know.
Like you? I mean, then it's just gonna put some fuck shit up there. But
right. What if it puts some shit up there I don't agree with? Because what I have noticed, because I did mess with that Chat GPT a little bit the other day. And whoever programmed those things, hardcore lefties. and I mean hardcore lefties. Like you can put in a question to it and be like, what made President Trump's presidency a success? And it'll be like, it really wasn't. That's pretty objective, or pretty subjective. So as a chat bot, I can't really give you that information. And then you say, what has made Biden's presidency a success? And it'll fucking go on a long ass soliloquy about how amazing he is. And it's like, dude.
Wow.
Right. So I asked it a couple of questions and like saw some straight up just false information. I was like, why are you lying? As an AI chatbot, I'm not allowed to do this or that. I can't lie. And I'm like, well, somebody programmed you wrong. And it's like, I'm getting tired of this conversation. Let's do another time.
What the fuck, bro? I'm coding a website right now.
Right, for like actual information. That's what Fucks Check was supposed to be about. Like an actual fact check. And a fucks check on who actually gives a fuck about your bullshit. So, yeah, I've got
test a WordPress website. Like, where do I spit this code in?
You're asking the wrong person. You know that.
I know.
But yeah, fuckscheck.com. I have that running. I own that domain. And I have the website built in GoDaddy. I've got fuckscheck at Gmail, so I've got the actual email, and I have a Facebook page. Don't you remember when I came up with that, and I came up with Go Fuck Yourself instead of GoFundMe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still want to do that.
No.
I actually made it. Actually, I could probably do that to at least show it to you. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, if I do it over the top, it'll just go over the top. Give me a second while I search. Can you still hear me while I'm searching?
Yep.
Okay. Because if you remember, the idea behind Go Fuck Yourself was that people could enter in actual GoFundMes that are people who like shouldn't even have a GoFundMe, and then they can donate to the Go Fuck Yourself, and if it reaches the original goal of the original GoFundMe, then I would go to these people's house, knock on the door, and be like, hey, these people paid this much money for me to tell you, go get a fucking job and stop begging for money. Go fuck yourself.
Bruh. Bro, I'm about to start building all sorts of stupid shit with Chat GPT. This is dumb. I just made a website. It's over.
Did you really?
Bro, so I had it. I'm testing it out to see what this website looks like, and just to like screw around with it. But I need a place to like actually deploy the code. But I like did it, and then I went back and I was like, yeah, can you make this HTML5 with optimizations for tablets and mobile devices? And it like redid the code for me that it originally made.
Okay, so then with that information, if you were to buy a domain name and then build a website, you could build it using that exact code, correct?
Yeah, I just need to see it. Well, actually, I have a GoDaddy account. Hold on.
Yeah, see?
I just never built a website, so I wanted to...
Look at the screen.
Hold up. That's funny. That's funny as shit.
I still want to actually make that website.
Oh, shit. Bumpkin's in the house.
Okay. Oh, thank
you. What up, brother?
What up? I'm away GM at work. That's why my mic sounds bad.
No,
that's
dude.
Right.
We always appreciate kicking it with you, man. How you doing?
It's doing good.
I saw you over on Patriarchy the other day.
So did I.
I know patriarchy pretty well.
That's awesome. I was like, so is that your deal? You just go around making friends with all the Kansas City people?
I didn't know you were from Kansas City, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
He is, and both of us are.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so Bumpkin, I'm obviously if you read it, I'm trying to figure out how to do this streaming shit. So
Okay.
do you have any advice for me?
You're using StreamYards, right?
I'm using StreamYard. I'm using it first of all on my phone. So
Yeah. Okay. That's a rough one.
yeah,
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
That's what Reiki's telling me.
Like I can join streams on my phone. It's fine, but trying to manage and run a stream on your phone, that. I mean, I've seen people do it, but it's very challenging.
Well, I mean that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Do you have a PC or no?
No, not for real. I mean, I've got a couple of old laptops, but I don't know. I haven't even checked to see if they've got, like any kind of software I would need to actually run something. And I've got
in all fairness, I mean, as long as you can load up a browser and it's not super slow, like super duper slow, it doesn't take much to run StreamYards. So the beautiful thing about StreamYards is it's not like OBS or anything like that. StreamYards, when you're streaming, the only thing it uses is your Wi-Fi. It does all the computing on StreamYards itself. That's why it's such an amazing site. Is stuff like OBS will take your RAM. That's my radio at work. Sorry, your RAM, your a bunch of data and a bunch of processing power. That's why you have to have like a super duper high end like gaming PC if you want to stream gaming. Yeah.
Well,
so StreamYards, for what we're doing, you just want to talk, have an open panel, talk politics, whatever. StreamYard is the go-to.
Okay. So, well, we've got that. And like I said, I mean, I'm able to do a decent amount. Like I've been working in the chat while talking, right?
Yep.
I've changed over the brand, the banners, all that stuff a few times, added a few while we've been talking. Did you happen to see my website idea?
I did not.
So you know what GoFundMe is, right? Everybody knows GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a GoFundMe where you're like, motherfucker, get a job, right?
Oh, absolutely. Every time I go on GoFundMe.
So if you look at the screen, I wanted to make a website called Go Fuck Yourself. And how it works is when you see a GoFundMe that it's like, dude, why does this exist? You can put it on the website and people will donate to that. And if it reaches the original goal of the original GoFundMe, then I'll go to their door, knock on their door and say, hey, this person, and this person all donate money for me to tell you to get a job and go fuck yourself. Right.
That's a pretty good idea.
It's a great idea. I don't know how to make it all work, but
yeah, WordPress is a good point. You know what WordPress is?
I don't. Ray just said something about WordPress like 5 minutes ago. I don't know what that is.
WordPress is it's a about as user friendly as website building gets.
Okay.
You can create a complete working website, not free of charge, but with WordPress free. And then to actually buy a domain and all of that, it's going to cost money to do it. And it takes I think there's only a few things where you would actually need some coding. I'm pretty sure. Did he just leave?
No, I just put you guys to the side for a minute.
All right, yeah. Sorry, that tripped me up for a minute. But yeah, so you would only need like a little bit of coding, which I'm sure you could just YouTube it and it would teach you that specific amount of coding. Or you can have ChatGPT do it for you. So
That's what he was just fucking with. So one thing, as I was just messing with the layouts while you were talking, one thing I realized is that I've seen you guys like switch little pieces around in the layout while you're actually streaming.
Yeah.
Is that something different than just like when I go over here and it says layout, I've got about, what is that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 options?
Yeah.
Like,
so I don't know if it's going to give you the option on the phone, but I know on PC you can actually create your own custom layouts.
Yeah, and you can also drag them individually, like what I'm doing.
oh, okay. So since you're admin on here, you're able to do all that cool shit while we're talking on mine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I wonder if that would be the same if I moved this to a desktop instead of, because I have it.
Yeah,
for
you would
mode.
have all the screens, all the stuff that I have. It's scrunched down in a mobile screen. So you're combating with them putting all those features into a crammed down function, and then the utilization of them just isn't the same as having a mouse or a trackpad where you can drag stuff as you wish.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to keep fucking with that. Bumpkin, how you been, man?
I've been good. It's been going. We're trying to build these new frontier chapters.
Mhm.
It's a difficult process.
I can imagine.
Trying to get, you could tell 1,000 people, we're going to go out and protest against this transgender kid thing, and they'll be like, yeah, let's go. But you tell them that, we should go out there and start feeding the homeless and helping them out and changing the culture. They're like, well, no, I want to play video games.
Like, oh, you mean we have to give people shit?
That's funny. Can either of you hear music at all right now?
No.
No.
No. Bumpkin, you know what I think would be hilarious? You guys should do a kill the homeless campaign, and then when the people show up, it's like killing them with kindness.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because like it would garner some attention.
True.
Yeah.
It's not a bad
The
idea.
only thing is though, is that if you do that and you got people that show up that are actually there to like, cause they're down to kill some homeless, and then you're not doing it, I mean, they might be like, you know what? I'm still gonna go ahead and just kill one.
Just one.
People are nutty, bro.
I will actually beat the brakes off a dude that actually wants to kill a homeless person. You have no idea.
No joke, right?
Well, no, do it in an online campaign. Don't let them actually show up.
Oh,
Jesus. Well, I will tell you this. I have been researching third position.
okay.
Well, because I don't want to have conversations with you guys from a place of ignorance.
Like, never mind. I'm not going to say his name. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't, because I like him a lot. But yes, exactly like him. And don't get me wrong, it's not complete ignorance on his part either. He's basically coming from the same point that I was, which was the only examples we have to go off of are, fucking Italian style authoritarianism, or you know what I mean, or just authoritarianism in general.
Yeah, so there is a big difference, and when you search up third position, is I can actually give you like proper reading material on it if you would like. I have PDFs for it and all of that. I can send you those.
Yeah, do that. You got my email.
Yeah, absolutely, I will. No, not a problem. So, I guess when you have this conversation, I can have a actual conversation about this. Third positionism is an umbrella term for a lot of different ideologies. And the reason why it's very different to, let's say, communism, because communism has a set ideology and it doesn't really morph itself to a country. It causes a country to morph itself to it, right?
Right.
That's one of the main reasons why it's so destructive, because to really have like a communist revolution, you have to have a cultural revolution where you destroy a country's culture and rebuild it completely. What they did in the USSR, that's what they did in Maoist China, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which usually results in a lot of people dying. with third positionism, it takes a staunch nationalist viewpoint. So with that, it molds it molds itself to the country itself. So
Right.
so let's take Germany and Italy as an example of that.
Okay.
So Germany was very ethnocentric, obviously,
Right.
because the Germans felt like their ethnicity was being replaced or destroyed through decadence and liberalism and so on and so forth. Whereas the Italians viewed it as a empire because of their historical and cultural roots. They were the Roman Empire, right?
Right.
So, or let's take the Iron Guard Legionary in Romania, for instance. The Romanians were very, very, very Christian, Orthodox Christian to be exact. So Codreanu, being an Orthodox Christian, he latched on to third position as ideology, and it was a very like religious-based nationalism. The same with Spain. The same was very religiously nationalist.
So that's the part that I really want to read up on, because and especially as we're talking like the National Socialist Party, or even like Mussolini's regime, in both of those scenarios, the state was the god. So it's really
Not in Italy.
interesting.
Italy had a Mussolini was a Catholic. Italy didn't put the state above God. So, and people actually critique Mussolini on this part. So you have to think about the monarchy, right?
Right.
So the Italian monarchy, the German monarchy was gone by the time of the rise of Hitler. So we can't even put that into account. But the Italian monarchy. So Mussolini was a dictator, right? Mussolini could do whatever, whenever he wanted, but he refused to remove the monarch. He chose to rule side by side with the monarch, because him being a Catholic, his viewpoint was the monarch was placed there by God,
Right.
to rule the people.
Even though the monarch at that point was basically like a puppet, like, you know what I mean, like a front, basically.
Yeah,
like
and people critique Mussolini because towards the end you'll realize that it was actually the monarchy that actually backstabbed Mussolini.
Right.
Yes.
So
that wasn't a fault of his, but because he was such a Catholic, because he was such a staunch nationalist, he wanted to work side by side with the Italian monarchy instead of just throwing them out.
I got you. So I'm a huge history buff. So there's a lot of shit that I already have a decent idea about, if that makes sense. But I also haven't done like deep dives into like imperialistic Japan, for instance.
Yeah, Japan is crazy, man. If you want to talk about the state being higher than God, you can definitely look to imperialist Japan. You can definitely look to imperialist Japan.
And their culture was literally everything to them.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like I said, I have a good surface knowledge. I would say even possibly better than surface knowledge of a lot of that stuff. But I want to go deeper. But I also want to see how that translates into what would be considered an American form, like how that would actually work.
Well, actually, New Frontier is drafting that. We're writing on that currently right now. I'm not supposed to say anything about it, but we're in the works of sort of building that, to be honest with you.
That's awesome.
God damn it. So he who must not be named literally asked you that. And you guys gave him so much shit for it.
But they took the feedback.
Well, no, that wasn't feedback.
And
There's no way.
I took the feedback and realized that did I disagree with a lot of what he said? Yes, but he did have a core example that we are not having an ideological. We don't really have an ideological foundation.
Mm.
So we're going to build that. And I'm not using. We're not using third position. We're not using conservatism. We're not using progressivism. We're creating our own ideology. Is it going to take? Obviously, it's going to take some influence, right, from third
Right.
positionism. But he is correct about that. He was correct about that. There is some credence to that. I can't lie.
Now, there are, and to be honest, just looking over your YouTube, because I actually went through and read all of the posts that you put up, all of the historical figures, and some that are still in existence today. So with the other third position groups in the United States, do you plan on trying to come together with them, or do you think there are flaws in their philosophies?
There are flaws in their philosophies. And listen, when it comes to American third positionism, everyone's trying to be a little fewer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everyone's trying to be a little fewer, and that's not my goal. I truly believe that it's going, because it happened in all of these other countries as well. History definitely either mimics or repeats itself.
Always.
Let's take Germany, for instance. The NSDAP without Hitler was nothing, right? The
Right.
NSDAP, you had the SA, you had all of these separate groups in Germany. But it really took one man to join, to root out all of the evil in that party, and then after that party grew so massive that it started to absorb other groups just naturally.
Right.
And those mini Führers were just they just became complacent that this is the way it's going to go. So that's just naturally what's going to happen. There's one group that New Frontier is actively trying to absorb right now, but that's not my goal. They're going to. I believe that they will coalesce, and they'll come in as they come in. Like, let's take Patriot Front, for instance. Do you know what Patriot Front is?
I don't.
Patriot Front it's a more ethno-nationalist group.
Mm.
Their ideology, it's basically they want to wait for the collapse of America, the collapse of the United States of America, which is foolish in itself because we've been waiting for that for 80 years.
Right.
They want to wait for the downfall of America, and then they're going to, and while that happens, they're going to do a bunch of protests, all of that, a bunch of activism to gain people into their group, and then once the downfall of America happens, that's when they'll seize power.
So basically, they're evil.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
what's the difference between that and the letter mafia movement right now?
Nothing.
Okay, so they're evil. We're going to stick with that.
But what Patriot Front does good is aesthetics, because aesthetics are a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
As aesthetics are a big thing. If you could be sound in your rhetoric, in your speaking, all of that, but if your group doesn't have good American aesthetics, then people are going to turn a blind eye to you. I mean, I hate to say it, but they just will. So their aesthetics are on point. Their protests and their marching they're on point. They are on point. They have like strong, fit young men, or I should say battle age men, I guess. They actually have an age limit too. I think the age limit is like 30. Yeah, it's like 30. So I got a Bluetooth speaker too. But that group, they would fundamentally disagree with New Frontier. So I don't think they would they wouldn't try to come into the New Frontier because they're ethno-nationalists. They don't I should be brief. They're white nationalists. They wouldn't work with someone like Andre, even though fundamentally Andre probably shares 90% of their ideological similarity, but because he's black, they wouldn't work with him.
That's such a weird concept to me.
It's a weird concept, but that's why white nationalism fails in the United States.
Yeah.
If
Right.
white nationalists actually worked with people outside of who they think are their group, they probably would have had it by now. But they refuse to because they purity spiral into nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So the only form of nationalism that makes sense to me is just the word nationalism. I think I would consider myself a nationalist. Because I believe in America. I think America is better than others, and I think that we should be collectively looking out for the interests of American people.
Exactly. But see, here's where we differ, right? So I'm a nationalist, okay?
Right.
Like, I love my people, I want my people to prosper and all of that. And I believe, just like, let's say, Teddy Roosevelt believed, that to do that you use the state, right? You don't allow, let's say, the welfare state, right?
Right.
But if a company decides to lay off all their employees, American employees, and ship those jobs overseas to make a quick buck, you use the state and come down on them, and you bring those jobs back to the United States.
All right. I'm waiting for where we differ.
Okay. Another thing is so I'm gonna use a term, socialism, and you're not gonna like that term. Okay. But I believe in a meritocratic socialism. I believe the people that should actually benefit from socialism are people that actually pay taxes, people that have served the nation, working class people. Okay. If you like no dreads on society. If you don't work, you don't eat. That's just the bottom line to it. Of course, there can be exceptions made for, people that were born fucked up, right?
Handicapped. Right.
Handicapped. There can be exceptions for that, but those are far and in between. You would want to have a system where let's take healthcare, for instance, right? I would advocate for a 2-tier healthcare system, one being free and universal, and one being paid for. And the free and universal healthcare would only apply to people that pay taxes and have a job.
Okay.
I'm also staunchly anti-immigration.
And you mean all immigration, not just illegal?
I mean all immigration. I mean even from European countries. I don't care. Staunchly anti-immigration.
My question would be, and I'm with you. I definitely think that needs to be brought to a halt until my belief on immigration is after everybody's taken care of and everything's set straight here, then you can allow the filtering in maybe of other people to bring in good ideas, but not like, oh, we're just going to open a border and let everybody in.
Well, that was never our.
But I don't think that's
policy.
a beneficial thing to a society, period. If the society is in shambles and then you're bringing more shambles in from other societies that have collapsed to bring their bad ideas, it doesn't make sense to me. I think that border needs to be shut down till we fix our shit. Period.
All borders.
100%.
No, I completely agree with that. But Ray, our immigration policy was never to have an open border.
But you got to remember, this is what liberalism does, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will slowly kill you in your country. Liberalism will slowly do this. They will, and this is why I say neoconservatives are no different than neoliberals. It's two sides of the same coin. One will say, we can allow in a little immigration, but we need to, regulate it heavily.
Yeah.
The other side will say, nonstop full immigration. One leads into the other. That's the problem. One constantly leads into the other. It's like I use the example of homosexuals. Okay, no one in their right mind would have thought that giving homosexuals the right to marry 10 years later would lead into them having your child holding a dildo in class.
It's funny
Right.
you say that, because 13 years ago, I actually saved the post because it came up on one of my Facebook memories. I absolutely said exactly that.
Then you're above the curve, because a lot of third positions were saying that as well, because we read history, we
Right.
know the outcomes of these things, but the majority of people wouldn't have thought that. You
Oh,
know that
man.
how many times were you in a debate with someone that says the slippery slope fallacy doesn't exist? It doesn't exist. It's just it does exist,
It's
and
absolutely real.
We're living it.
repeatedly happens.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely real. That was actually my whole thing too, because so when you say liberalism, do you mean like in America when we say that, we really mean progressivism? Are you saying it like that, or are you saying it like the European term liberalism?
I'm saying it mainly in an American way.
Okay, because I completely agree with you in terms of that. I think progressivism, I mean, the way that they've fucked with the language has made it to where they can give it a name like that, even though it's the most regressive shit ever.
No, you have no idea. Do you know where the term progressivism comes from?
Well, actually, since you brought up Teddy Roosevelt, I believe he was
Yeah.
the first.
And he was, and by modern progressive standard, Teddy Roosevelt would be a neo-Nazi. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jesus.
Right.
He wasn't racist, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, no, it's kind of like you don't even have to go back that far. JFK in today's society would be considered alt-right.
Yes, absolutely. Don't
So-
read JFK's diary, by the way.
I have.
Don't read it.
Don't read it. He has very unpopular opinions about a man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he was kind of fucked. But yeah, no, so I completely agree with you. But and it is completely regressive, not progressive. Generally, when they name something, I already know it generally means the opposite. So because gay marriage and like just normalizing societally homosexuality, that's not new shit. That's like
No,
ancient Rome, ancient Greece, like, and there's a pattern that it usually goes down. You start there, and then the next is pedophilia. So ancient Rome, ancient Greece, they were all having sex with their little male pages. And then the next is bestiality. Like it's
now here's the thing though. The Greeks being gay has been a lie. Have you read up on this?
I have read up on it. There are a lot of things where it'll be like one little quote and it'll be like a guy crying over his friend that died. No
Yeah.
writings of anything sexual or anything like that. But since he was sad about his friend dying, that means they were homosexuals.
Yeah.
Bro, what
they-
the hell?
That makes me so angry. You couldn't hold public office in Athens if you were a homosexual.
Right. Who was it though? Was it Plato? I think where it really comes from is because Plato at one time said that male love was the purest form of love. And they took that and ran with it because, of course, in our time and our minds, when you say something like that, of course you must mean like a homosexual relationship. But that's not really what he was expounding upon. He was talking about the love between you and your friends like their brothers.
Comrade. The love that you would have for like a comrade.
Right. Now, I personally wouldn't use that word, but
Hey, no, I'm retaking that word. Listen, the commies don't get
Taking
that
it
word.
back. Porch monkey.
The commies don't get that fucking word.
Jesus.
They
But
take
yeah,
everything.
no, It's crazy though, and I was constantly telling people, because me personally, man, whatever you do in your bedroom, I guess go ahead and do it. It doesn't actually affect me. But when you start pushing it out to everybody, then it does affect me, and it affects my children, which I have 4.
Yeah, it's this thought that you would be dragged in the streets if someone found out you're a homosexual. It's just non-existent. It's just non-fucking existent. No one cared. No one cared. You weren't gonna get dragged behind a truck because you're gay. They say, "Oh, that's fucking pretty. That's pretty gay, dude, and you should repent to God." Then they would move on.
You're talking about here.
Yeah, here in America,
No, exactly.
just such a fairy tale.
Dude, they've homosexuals are the new blacks, man.
It's deeper than that too, because what did you just say?
I said homosexuals are the new blacks.
Well, that's a lie that they're trying to push onto people. Hold on. Sorry. That's a lie that they're trying to push onto people to make it seem like there is this big like civil rights movement. And that's not the case. There's never been a time when somebody's sexual preference dictated whether or not they had the same rights or any rights as anyone else.
Yep,
Like that's not reality.
Yeah.
it's never been reality, man. It's
Sorry, I had to
crazy how
turn my fan on.
it's all good. It's crazy how they really are good at it, man. They really are good at it. How they can take words and bastardize it and turn it into just a hellscape of what it originally meant.
Of course. That's why, I mean, I'll tell you. So you said at one point that you started politically basically conservative, correct?
How far back you want to go?
I mean, as far back as when you started understanding or getting into politics, like where you were getting information was basically what would be considered conservative talkers. Like
I started my journey when I was 16 as a Bernie bro.
ooh, so nope.
And then what changed my life was I saw a Donald Trump speech.
Really?
Yep, I was actually protesting Donald Trump. I was actually protesting Donald Trump in a small little rural town in Washington called Linden. And I was protesting Trump, and I saw, because I showed up, right? I showed up, I was protesting, blah, blah, blah. And there was something really appealing to me about the Trump side. Very, very, very appealing. They were all well dressed. They, the mega hats, all of that. Almost like an anarcho type of uniformity. Like they weren't like they were just in line, or the protesters, but they almost worked in unison. Where the Democratic side had to have these giant megaphones and had to coerce people to work together and to chant and all of that. And listening to that speech, it like almost awoken that like strong American nationalism in me that I previously had no idea I had. Like no idea I had. Don't get me wrong. I don't really care for Donald Trump now, but I always say that it wasn't Trump, right? It was the spark that Trump lit. He showed that populism is not dead in the United States. It's
right.
very, very much alive, and you can thank Donald Trump for that. He relit that match. You can say he's astroturfed and all of that, and he was astroturfed from the start. True. But the movement behind Donald Trump was not. It was not.
I'll actually tell you this too. I like that he wasn't beholden to the strictures of the fake left-right paradigm.
Yeah.
but he absolutely is beholden to what I consider the biggest enemy of this nation, which would be the Federal Reserve and the banking system.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I agree
again,
with
man,
that.
at some point you and I really need to talk because I feel like we're awfully close, and I'd like to know where the parts are where we're not.
Well,
Because,
I'm advocately against laissez-faire capitalism.
aha, so that would definitely be a thing because it also depends on how you're defining laissez-faire. Now, if you mean just the fact that there's an international component to it, we could talk about that. But actual free market capitalism, or the antithesis of Keynesian economics, because Keynesian economics or new monetary theory is fucking trash.
Yeah. So where I differ is I believe in small business. I believe in that old American dream. I believe that you should be able to, work a 9 to 5, be able to buy a house, have kids. But another option should also be, starting up a small business and being able to sustain yourself if you're obviously selling goods that people like, right?
Right.
The part of laissez-faire capitalism that I reject is the huge conglomerate monopoly capitalism, where that small business turns into this huge conglomerate that will then impose like almost like a terrible feudalism onto the people.
But so, and again, this might be like a longer conversation that we would have to have, but how would you limit the ability to grow into something like that without limiting the drive for productivity and innovation?
Right. So be it a third positionist. So I'm going to say a term now, and I'm going to need you not to jump on the ball, okay? Because this is a term I'm about to say has been another term that has been masqueraded and corrupted. Okay. So corporatism. Are you familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
But see, I don't think you're familiar with it. I think you're familiar with it in the way that. So I'm going to describe corporatism in a way, sort of how they describe it nowadays, right? So how they describe corporatism now is the corporations basically running the government, right?
Right.
Mine is the flip side of that. Corporatism is, well, not the flip side. Corporatism historically, like fascist Italy had a corporate state. You could say Germany had a corporate state, but quasi, they didn't quite get there. So corporatism, when we're talking about economic system, historically comes out of syndicalism. Mussolini was a syndicalist in his youth, but he realized that the anarcho aspect of syndicalism was destructive and it didn't work. So he added national onto it, national syndicalism. You're basically creating a guild system for your economy. So how that works is corporations will exist. Don't get me wrong, corporations will exist. But they have representatives that get to vote on policies, and the workers have representatives that get to vote on policies. And the state is merely there to intervene to say, okay, so let's say workers are asking for a pay raise, right?
Yeah.
Then the corporation says, no pay raise. Well, then the state will intervene and say, okay, the workers want a pay raise. We don't want to strike because, as the state, as the nation, you want production to keep going. You want everyone to be happy. So you find common ground there. You know what I mean? If the workers are asking for a $20 raise, then the state would say, well, how about a $10 raise? And we'll throw something else in. That's like to limit down, to make this not like a huge, boring conversation. That's like fundamentally how it works. It's the concept of, you know how we have unions now.
I was
And the
going to
reason
say it
why
sounds like a mega union.
it's a national union, basically. It's a regulated union. A bunch of regulated unions, but it's a national union. Because the problem with unions nowadays is they're private entities and they get corrupted. They fuck over workers, sometimes even more than just having an open economy, really.
Now, I could, and again, much larger conversation, but I could give you a scenario where we could keep our exact, well, not keep. I guess go back is the better way to say it, but there really is no go back unless there's hot and cold revolution. But I could give you a scenario, a free market scenario that would actually take care of all of those problems.
See, the problem is when you let corporations have free and ultimate autonomy, it corrupts, and history shows that it corrupts, like over and over and over again, with the Rothschilds, with the J.P. Morgan, with, I don't think I need to name all of them, but you get what I'm saying. How
No, for sure.
the money corrupts, and as it goes on, you'll end up in the same situation we're in. I mean, do keep in mind that the system that I'm saying, the corporatism system, it took capitalism and capitalism and communism, the two sworn enemies, to absolutely kill it, basically.
Right. The thing is, though, let's say you were to institute something like that again, how long before that becomes the eventuality? Because you're right, regular old, good old fashioned free market capitalism has, even in this instance, turned into crony capitalism, right? Or corporatism, in the traditional sense, not in the sense you're saying. But where that happened, the reason that happened isn't necessarily a failure in the system itself as much as it is a failure in the protection of that system.
Right. Hey, I'll be
So,
right back, okay? I'm
yeah, no
getting
problem. See, these are the conversations I really want to have with all of them, and conversations that I wanted to start with Muslim guy when we were actually on panel, but it seems like he's so used to people like just coming at him that he was immediately defensive. Ray, you doing something, Ray? You still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you.
No, but I wanted to actually have these conversations, and in a setting that they're not like hopped up and defensive, because I get why they are, but that's not where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to be combative. I actually want to find out what they think and find out what they think about the ideas that I have. You know what I mean? Maybe they've thought of them already, but maybe they haven't. So I don't know, man. I'm all about learning, and not just for myself. So, but hell yeah. Oh, Panfuza's up in here. Now that was
I'm on a call. Hold on one second. I'm listening to you, but
no, it's all good, man.
Uh,
Here, I'm actually gonna drop this again. Here we go. I'm gonna drop this for you real quick, bud, because you can come up, because I'm just basically testing out this streaming shit anyway. So this is kind of like a practice live. So if you want to come up and talk with him, man, you definitely can. I'm trying to think of what your name was on the quote unquote mosh pit stream, and I can't remember for the life of me. Oh, Bumpkin's back.
Yeah, the wife called.
That's all right. Actually, mine just texted me. She is in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Yeah, she's just coming back from the
Yay.
Dominican. Stoic. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, that's Stoic. He is a new frontier.
Yeah,
I don't-
I remembered. So, I mean, he's in here, you know, Panfusa is his name on here, but I recognized that and I couldn't remember who he was on that mosh pit stream.
Yeah, see, I don't try to have a cult that follows me around, but they do, okay? Listen.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially in a situation like this where we're actually talking about some of the stuff that you're interested in, you know, and that they're interested in.
What's
So-
up, Panfusa?
Hello, I am incredibly intoxicated and currently cleaning my kitchen.
Yeah, and he's not New Frontier. So
I am not. I have to make the disclaimer every time I join a fucking stream. I am not an affiliate. I am not a member of New Frontier. I'm not a federal agent. And yes, I may look like a peasant, but do you even lift, bro?
who's this guy? Who's this guy? He looks like a peasant.
He looks like a peasant. Yes.
Bro, so just so that you know, because this is our first official meeting, I am the much talked about, but I didn't actually show up, Casey Mo. And it's so weird. It's weird that I was invoked in such a way, considering that, you know, they don't really know exactly where I stand on the topics they were talking about.
Who was talking about you?
Red Illusion and Snowman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, Snowman does have a better insight than most because he had a live stream and it was just him, and I jumped on there and he started asking me questions like policy questions. And I mean, I laid it out. And so he was like, yeah, no, that sounds great. So he has a surface knowledge of the things I actually advocate, but
Yeah, it sucks the mosh pit's dead, man.
yeah, so that's
what happened with that?
well, I'll let y'all tell it.
Yeah, I'll tell it straight up. He's not a good business partner.
Oh, that's
He wasn't good. He wasn't good. Probably the worst deal ever known to man.
Oh my god.
That wasn't
May I
bad,
say-
but you need a little more nasal.
May I say that probably the worst deal in all of America. I can't do his voice. I'm too intoxicated. I have a 12-pack of Red Hards, red hard apple cider, and I'm feeling fucking good. How about you?
Well, I don't drink, so I'm feeling like I do every day.
Oh,
I do drink. I'm just not drinking right now. So I feel no.
I drink to make the pain go away, but it always comes back. But it's it's actually kind of funny that a whole little stream that Red Illusion had. Like, I'm just trying to be fucking nice to everybody because, you know, it's like I'm going into an environment I don't know the people. I want to be nice, you know. I want to antagonize them a little bit by saying "sir" back, and it's look at this peasant, look at this Fed.
But they didn't say that on the actual stream, correct?
No, literally on the actual stream, they actually liked my conversation, and they said that they actually liked me as a person. But then looking back on the stream, they're like, "Oh, look at this Fed! Oh, he looks like a federal agent. He's a peasant." It's like, well,
How are you a Fed and a peasant?
I
thought
don't know.
Feds got paid.
I don't know. If I'm a federal agent, they need to send me the fucking paycheck already. Damn it.
Listen, man,
no,
and
that
that's
was
what I
pretty
really.
crazy.
That's what I really hated. I really hate people that operate like that. They'll be on a different live stream with like 2 viewers and they'll be talking shit, right? Or a stream will be going on They'll be talking shit about New Frontier, and then when the boys show up, it's just silence. It's just like, yeah, we agree with you. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And it's like,
They fear power.
I don't understand it, man.
They actually got into a conversation with me, and then they shut the fuck up, and it's actually started to agree with me because my pure masculine physique just intimidated them. Of course,
Right. You are intoxicated. You are fucking.
I am seven. I'm seven ciders into a 12-pack.
Are you drinking the entire thing?
The entire fucking thing. If I'm gonna be an alcoholic, I'm gonna do it fucking right.
There you go.
Stoic surf. Stoic surf. The surfs drink a lot of alcohol.
Well, since this is your first interaction with me, I guess I'll give a disclaimer. When you see me on panels, that like almost condescending tone that's in my voice is unfortunately just how I talk. So if I disagree with you, I'll let you know, but there's no actual intended condescension. It just
Oh no,
unfortunately
yeah,
starts.
and I can pick up on when someone's actually trying to, do that to me, and when they're not. It's if you find something that you disagree with me, 100%, voice your opinion, and I will voice my opinion back. I'm always open to critique.
Hell yeah. Well, me too. And I guess for me, I'm just too old to like try to make up an online persona, So I just really am who I am, like at all times.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 44.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah, you sound a lot fucking different than what your age is, buddy. But it's I'm only 21.
Oh Jesus, another baby.
Another baby. Fuck.
And
Well, and
here's
You're old enough to be my goddamn father.
For sure. For sure. Actually, my oldest is the same age as Bumpkin, right? Because you're 23.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? And it's very rare that you find a 44-year-old that's actually willing to learn outside of their politics. Because most people, you've heard of like you've probably heard of the phrase, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's like, I understand it, right? Because if I was 44 and some fucking 23-year-old came up there and was questioning my entire political worldview, right? I'd be confrontational too.
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird thing. Growing up, I've been interested in politics since I could remember having thoughts, if that makes sense. So, like for instance, I got in trouble in 3rd grade because I was arguing with my teacher about why I preferred Bush 41 over Michael Dukakis in the upcoming election. Right? Like it was just a thing. Like that's always, and she actually called my mom and all this other shit and told my mom that she can't be pushing her politics onto her kid. And and my mom was like, well, I don't vote and his stepdad is in the union. So everything that he's talking about is what he believes. You should probably hash it out with him. So I've always been that way. And nobody really gave me any consideration at all. Like I was so young that nobody gave a shit about what I said. Like my opinions didn't matter. And I hated that. So in having children, no matter what age they are, I'll listen to what they have to say. If it's just completely off base, then I'll tell them, but other than that, their opinions matter. Even if I just, as I'm listening to them and I'm like, this is just all completely dead wrong, I mean, I'll tell them afterwards, but they still deserve to be heard. But if I hear something that I don't know, dude, I can't, in my mind, you can't go through this life in a singular experience and have experienced everything that you could have to that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like
So
I work with I'm a meat cutter. I'm a butcher, and I work for a guy who's like 65 fucking years old. He's been all across America. He's been a butcher for like 20, like more for basically as long as he fucking lived. And he's a wise motherfucker. He has a gambling problem, but he's a wise guy. He is the reason I'm staying in Texas. Like because I wanted to be before I was just a guy who cleaned the market, and now he kind of pushed me into the meat cutting academy. But you know, older people have wisdom, and it should be respected. Respect your elders.
for sure. And what's crazy, well, and I think it goes the other way. So I've never been a respect is earned kind of person. There are certain forms of respect that should be automatic, right?
Yeah.
And I think younger people, not just children, but younger people also deserve the respect that any human should be getting. Like there's a base level that should happen. Now you can lose that respect, but it should be given immediately. Trust is what should be earned. So yeah, I don't know.
I think you have to take those things into context. I view people based on results. I do not respect people that don't have results. I don't care what a homeless person thinks. I generally don't care what poor people think. Generally, when it comes to certain things, because you don't have the result. Like, if I tell you that I've done like I'm part owner of a business in home automation. I know how to do that. I've done it for a decade. I can speak on that. I cannot speak on quantum mechanics necessarily with the same level of intelligence or the same level of anything. Like, I mean, I started off as an employee in a company that I'm now a part owner of. I have results. I can tell you how those things work. I can tell you how money works. But like the stuff that I like, if you don't have the results, it's like everyone's entitled to an opinion. But like, if you don't know what you're talking about, then why are we entertaining this conversation? Like the reason I dialed in and like I like Bumpkin is because he's able to articulate his points. Even when he says some stuff that's like mad triggering, I'm like, oh, okay, like you can give him a listen to and be like, okay, you're putting in work. You're trying to get boots on the ground. You're building something. You're in the process. Like you might not necessarily have the full on result yet, but you're actively doing it. You're not just sitting in a seat going, well, I'm just going to pontificate on the internet all day and my opinion matters. Like your opinion matters because you're actively doing. That's why your opinion matters.
The people that I despise the most are fucking people. I call them armchair philosophers or these armchair internet intellectuals that do nothing. They do fucking absolute shit for anything. I despise them. I cannot stand them. Just like, you have all these great theories, bro, but where's the results of your theory? They're nothing. They're not here. They're obsolete.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like it's like the reason my channel's name is Stoic Surf is that I'm a common working person. Like I'm a serf, if anything. I rent out an apartment. I work my labor, and I try to just do as I can. But I'm stoic enough to where I'm able to be body. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm able to maintain a good physique and also maintain a good, healthy lifestyle. And you have a lot of these armchair, like Bumpkin says, armchair philosophers who, like Nick Fuentes, who are incapable of defending themselves, are incapable of developing their bodies, and just are, if anything, just ways to make money.
Yeah,
and they're useless. It's like and it's like there was a stream by this one guy, and it's like had this like the deranged Groiper come on, and he's talking about some fucking hierarchy and shit, and it's like he literally said that Nick Fuentes is appointed by God, and it's just holy shit.
If he was appointed by God, he wouldn't be weak.
If he was appointed by God, he would be a lot more less than a bitch than he is now. It's like, personally, I want to box Nick Fuentes just for honor, because one time he called me a mentally ill loner on his streams one time.
Wow.
Yeah. I was on a Zoom call back when I was a little bit more edgy in politics than I am now. And he called me a mentally ill loner the next day, and I always took like kind of like, oh wow, well, you're gonna call me that, but you're not gonna tell me that when you're on stream, and you know. But besides the point, it's like you have a lot of these armchair generals who think they're gonna lead the revolution, lead the new world into these grand destiny, but they're incapable of defending themselves.
Yeah.
They're emasculate, they're effeminate, and they're just weak.
I mean, the revolution isn't even going to be what they think it is either. Like,
No.
the issue is with the Nick Fuenteses of the world is it's not that they're armchair quarterbacks. They're a part of a system. Like, when this shit goes down, you're not going to be dealing with the me's. Like, I got the money to leave. I'm going to sidestep this shit. It's going to be a bunch of poor people killing each other. And they're goading you towards that. Nobody with money is talking about the revolution on that level. Like, the conversations that wealthy people are having is like, man, this LGBTQ agenda shit is fucked up, and I don't want my kids a part of it. Why can't we help people in America? Why am I paying all these taxes? And then we're talking about the conversations that are having is like, why are we paying all these taxes and like bringing immigrants in here? And we're not helping. Not only are we not filling the potholes, we're not even helping these homeless people that are out here that need help, that are of this country.
Oh yeah, no, bro. I live in fucking Texas. Trust me, I know. I fucking know.
It's master race stuff. I'm like, bro. I have this conversation on so many panels where I'm like, okay, so if white people are gonna do something and y'all are in lockstep, then how come all the rich ones are helping me?
Yeah,
for no reason. Like,
I will
I was
say
like,
this.
I don't understand. Like, I'm like, that's not the game that's being played.
You guys should be able to see the value in those armchair guys, though, because what they actually do, they actually provide you a service, and you don't even really realize it. Because when people see you actually taking action, they have a side-by-side comparison, and it will actually drive more people to your cause. So think about it like that.
To a point, but it's like the problem with Nick Fuentes is that he kind of gatekeeps the whole movement. And I hate calling it a movement because there's no fucking movement. You know, it's the kind of thing. It's like he kind of gatekeeps who can, you know, like, oh, don't join this group because they're feds, you know. But they're just the only group that does anything, and it's kind of just like stay on the internet, just, you know, go to college and do that stuff. But it's like, you know, so I don't remember who said it. It's like the immigration thing. Yeah, no, bro. I live in fucking Houston, Texas. Trust me, I fucking know about the fucking immigration shit, bro. It's fucking horrible. Go look at fucking El Paso right now. Go look at fucking El Paso. There's literally just fucking lines of like fucking lines, like for miles, just walking through the fucking border. Like it's nothing. It's nothing. It's a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
They just walk through it.
That's a fucking invasion, because those are, you're not
It
talking
is
like
literally an invasion.
Yeah, there's a couple of women and children, but those are like military-aged men.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, if you want the details on that, it's he's right. Like, that's the details on that. Like, I've gotten the details because my clientele. Like, El Paso, the cartel has an office on our side of the border down there.
Yeah.
The cartel.
The cartel's fucking everywhere in America now, because if we like literally under the Biden administration, and we literally collaborated with the fucking cartel. We have collaborated with the fucking cartel, and it's fucking crazy to think about it, because it's just like, holy shit, is this even my country anymore? It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
it's like, it's crazy.
It's not that; it's what they're bringing in and who they're contracted with.
Oh no, yeah. It's like, look at the fucking armbands. It's like the armbands is like they have specific armbands like children and adults. It's like how much money they owe to the fucking cartel for pushing them across the border. And it's fucking crazy. It's a massive human trafficking scheme that's like overly fucking like just massive. Slave trade still exists, but it's not like Africa, fucking West Africa, America, Britain, you know, stuff like that. No, it's like through the southern fucking border of America. America, and our government won't do anything because our government, well, they're the new Americans. They're going to do the jobs that Americans don't want to do, which is bullshit, by the way. But it's like, it's just like, I live in fucking Houston, right? I'm a fucking minority here, and I'm white.
Yeah.
And I'm white. I live in a country that's supposed to be a majority white country. I'm a fucking minority where I live, right? I'm damn.
Well, I mean, if you're going based on spaces, like America is a majority white country. It's just where you live.
Yeah, it's like majority. It's like the only like generally like majority white areas are like mostly the Midwest.
Actually, okay, I could give you that. I mean, I don't know. It's like, it's weird because like I don't look at it that way because like I don't know. Like when you got money, like nobody gives a shit about that. That's something that like, I mean, I understand like people give a shit, but like nobody gives a shit. Like when you're in these areas, it'll be like a majority white people, but then like you'll have the upper echelon of whatever people groups are in that area.
Yeah,
and no one cares.
It's like to a point. It's just like that. That's like it's a different kind of story when it comes to that. When it comes to money, it's like because you're comfortable, you're good. When there's like a minority there, it's like, oh well, look at the diversity there. But it's like when you live in like fucking Houston, bro. Yeah. It's like you are the only you. It's like sticking out. It's like a.
Do you think that it's partially? Do you think part of the issue is it's a bunch of people that ain't supposed to be there in the first fucking place? Like,
oh no, yeah, 100%.
Like, so you're saying, so like, I don't necessarily know that it's like a, like the way that I've always looked at it, and it's just because I've always been around black and white people. Like, it's just what it is I don't really take notice of who's around unless it's somebody who I know is not from here. If you know what I mean, like if I see a white person, I'm just like, oh, white guy, meh. Like, but if you start seeing like thousands of Mexicans move in, or like I lived in an area where a bunch of Middle Easterners moved in and like changed a bunch of shit, and they just flooded the area, and we noticed that and didn't like it, and it was like the black people and the white people noticed it, and we didn't like it.
Well, to kind of give context to what I'm trying to get a point is like I moved from Tennessee, which is like 77% white, right? Yeah, Hispanic people, you could see them, but they weren't a majority there. I moved to fucking Houston, Texas. Holy shit. I'm a minority here. And it's just, whoa, bro, culture shock. And it's mostly, it's just like, I don't get along with the people here. And it's just kind of like, there's more and more people who don't speak my language, who don't have any common agreements with me. And it's just kind of like, there's nothing to agree upon with these people here. And a lot of them are illegal, and a lot of them are not necessarily opposed to be here. Mm-hmm. But they are, because we're not doing anything. And you got the little cripple in the wheelchair, Governor Abbott, who won't do shit.
Right.
Yeah. He's more caring about Israel than he is about his own southern border.
Right. Historically speaking, America is a black and white nation.
Yeah.
It's very, very recently.
I mean, Bumpkin, you don't have to be nice. It's a white nation, bro.
No. Historically, the majority. And Pamphus is probably going to disagree with me here. I don't know. when we're talking about historically, when we're talking about like genetically, it's a black and white nation. The majority of like white people that live in America, they dropped here in like the 1800s.
Mm.
Yeah. So when we're talking about historically speaking, America and culturally has always been a black and white nation. Yeah. I mean, I don't see how an Irish dude, where his ancestors are hired in 1880, could say that he has more claim to America than an African did when he dropped here in 1701.
Mm. Okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
So to be fair, it's like I did grow up with a lot of black people. I grew up in South Carolina, so I did grow up with a lot of black people, and it's like, so there's two types of black people. There's the ones that I can't say the name on YouTube, and then there's just black people. I'm okay with just normal black people, but I'm not okay with like the ghetto fucking trash. It's like they're drinking Hennessy and want to fight people. It's like, I'm not okay with that, because it's like normal people. Okay, then that's fine. I'm okay with that as long as you're decent. But it's like the thing is, it's like with the Hispanics, it's like there's a difference between the black people have their own culture and aren't trying to adapt the American culture to their culture. But the Hispanics, they do not adapt at all. They do not adapt. They do not assimilate at all. Like they literally just. It's the Houston's basically Little Mexico, like at this fucking point, and it's just like you at a certain point, is it a white or black nation? That's a whole conversation within itself, and it's but besides the point, it's just like Hispanics are more recent. Than the blacks or the Irish or Germans, all that shit. My family's been here since 1602, so I'm as American as apple pie, as some people say. It's.
But
Hey, real quick, so my guy James just showed up.
Hey, what's up, man?
What up?
So James is a part of Nunya's community, part of the catcher community.
Thank you for your service.
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there. We are very supportive of the catcher community, but it'd be more accurate to say that we're strong supporters of it. We don't actually do catches ourselves.
Okay, so you're like me.
Yeah, we don't. Well, hold on. Who is this guy? I've probably seen him before, but
Me, Casey Moe.
Oh, I thought. Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought it was. Oh, God damn, I'm so idiot. I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry, Casey. So, I had StreamYard open with YouTube in another browser, and there's like a delay. So I saw this guy with the picture of it looks like spaghetti or something. I thought he was the one talking to me at first. So I do remember. I do remember you, Casey, though. So yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah.
Are you talking to me? The spaghetti?
The spaghetti, your mom's spaghetti now.
It's a loaf of bread. So my profile picture, I haven't developed a profile picture for my YouTube channel because it's relatively new. It's just a loaf of bread that I made. I took a picture of a loaf of bread and uploaded it as my fucking profile picture. It's like,
nice.
What is
I was a cook for like 5 years, so it's I know a bit, but spaghetti, shit. How do you assume this is fucking spaghetti? It's fucking loaf of bread.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What is
clearly
the catcher community?
Yeah.
What's that?
Huh?
What is the catcher community?
People who track down pedophiles
doing
their own private things.
Based.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a huge supporter of that personally. So, Nunya business at all? You've seen Nunya in chats before, I assume. Bumpkin.
She's over on Snowman's channel a lot.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I stumbled upon her at some point, and she was like talking with a bunch of predator catchers, and I was like, dude, fuck yes. So I started following fucking all of them, like any chance I get, like to support them, because I think that's crazy important. As a man, it's your job as a man to protect women and children. So as a man, I can't go on these catches because I would go to prison. So anybody who's able to do that without themselves going to prison, I support them 100%.
Yeah, you're definitely not alone in that, Casey. I pretty much stay away from that for the same reason. So. But I'm very.
Yeah, sometimes I think prison time's worth it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I agree, but it's only a one-shotter. Like you go and catch one pred, say, because like they show up with cameras and shit, and they're like, we're here to make sure we have these cameras so that you're safe and I'm safe and all that. Dude, I wouldn't show up with cameras. If I had somebody dead to rights who thought they were talking to a 12-year-old girl and talking all sexual with them and showing them dick pics and shit like that, and he wants to meet for sex, and I know that's what he thinks he's doing, that's a dead motherfucker. I'm showing up with guns.
Oh no, it's not even done.
For legal reasons, that was a joke, right?
Absolutely not. For legal reasons, no. I promise you, if I know that somebody has the intention of hurting a child that way, No, I won't back off of that even a little bit.
Yeah, same. Like honestly, I wouldn't even be ashamed to go to prison for torturing pedophile. Like
You'd
they
be a
deserve it.
king.
They
So
I
it's
I
like-
forgot to tell you, Casey.
Yes.
My chick, when she was working at Lansing, she actually had a guy in there who did that.
Mm.
And he it was like his daughter, and they let him go. They let the chomo go. And so he literally tortured him for an entire month and then let him go. And then he ended up getting arrested, and she was like, the whole time that he was in there, she was like, I made sure he got whatever he needed.
Mm.
Dude, that's so fucking like I couldn't
Because
do
like
that.
he did get prosecuted, and he did serve hard time for it. But she was like, it was the only thing that I could do. So I made sure any of the requests that he had, she was like, I fought for it and made sure it got pushed through. But yeah, it's messed up, man.
Dude, that's super big of her to still be able to do her job. Like, because, dude, if again in her situation, I'd be like, oh yeah, you need some shit. Yeah, it sucks to suck, motherfucker.
No, it wasn't the chomo that got it. It was the dad.
Yeah.
The dad ended up in jail.
Oh
And,
no,
like, they
that
took
dude,
his
I would have
kid,
gotten him
like-
fucking anything. That's a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, no. So the father, after he let this dude go, he went and obviously went to the authorities, and like the father of the child who got assaulted ended up going to prison, and she was the counselor for all the inmates, and he was in her cell block. And so yeah, like, dude, she's met all the big ones. Like, she met BTK while she was working there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's something. And that's a whole nother thing of Bumpkin is that that's a whole nother issue that isn't even really talked about when people talk politics, that I think should be talked about, because there is a clear push to basically well, not only make this normal, which it shouldn't be, but also to hide and protect these predators.
Oh yeah, no. If you're that's one policy I will always stand by. If you are proven you're tried and convicted of raping or molesting a child, yeah, it's a death penalty, bro. And when you're not going to be sitting on death row for 10 years, so you can be quietly put to sleep. No, it's a bullet.
Yep.
It's against the wall bullet. I do not care. There are some fundamental truths in the world. Okay.
Yep.
Fundamental truths. A
that's funny.
child is absolutely a force of innocence, a
Yep.
force of purity, and you are taking that away from that child, and that child will never be the same ever
Facts.
again.
They
Yeah.
it's crazy because like even within the prison system, they end up putting those people in with basically your white collar criminals in low security, because they can't be in with the rest of the inmates because the inmates will do them in.
Oh no, the inmates will.
So they
literally
get like
fucking kill them.
this coast detail
it's-
in jail also.
Yeah. It's like the first day of fucking prison, you'll have some big motherfucker come up to you and ask like, hey, show me your papers. And it'll show the papers are like what you came in for. And if you're like some sex offender or pedophile, oh, you're fucking dead on the spot. Like they will literally grape you in fucking your cell. It's like they will make sure you are definitely taken care of.
Part of that conversation that I had with Snowman on his live, it's the only thing that would actually need some form of actual policy change. But for me, were I in charge, I wouldn't kill them immediately. I also wouldn't send them to prison. The first thing I would do you'd chop off their hands and their genitals, because with any criminal, you're supposed to take their weapons away. So you chop off their hands, you chop off their genitals, and then you brand them on their forehead with a P or an R, depending on which thing they did. And then they go out and live in society with that brand on their forehead and handless. Everybody knows who you are and what you did. And then you die.
I feel like that's a waste of resources. I'm just saying a 9mm is very inexpensive and very quick.
That's
You'd
the
be-
problem.
you'd be
it's
using
quick and painless. Like,
Yeah,
they
I mean,
use it
I don't know
worse.
about the quick part. They don't deserve that.
Not only that, but hold on a second. I don't know how much you're spending in bullets with your scenario, but with me, you only need a meat cleaver and a brand, and that's reusable.
Well, hold on.
And one guy who really likes lopping off hands and dicks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like maybe not a meat cleaver, but just like like a meat market saw. Just like fucking slide it through there. Just real quick.
Meat. Oh, no.
But if you do it quick, then again, like if you do it so quick that there's no pain involved because that shock to the system
Trust me,
makes it to
there's
where it
pain.
doesn't
I
hurt.
cut myself on a fucking bandsaw one time. Yeah, trust me, there's pain.
I mean, you can
Yeah, I
use
don't
like
know.
a really old, like rusty, dull steak knife if you want to. I mean, it's you don't actually have to spend a whole lot of money on stuff like that.
We should bring back the brazen bull, the bronze bull that it's like if you stuff someone in there and you turn it on fire, it will like literally cook them alive, and like the tubes inside the bull make it sound like a bull, like roaring and shit.
Yeah, the
I'm just
smell.
saying that
would
that's
be
a
the only deterrent.
justified punishment. Public execution is fucking based. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't disagree. I think for other shit like murderers, if you're full on convicted, and in 2023, if you're convicted of murder in 2023, you did the shit. So if you're convicted, no jail sentences, no jail time. Take them straight out to the town square, string them up, and leave them there for weeks for their body to be stoned, and so that everybody knows for public mockery, so that everybody knows.
Wait.
I got the rope right here.
Why can't we put them on the front line so that they can just murder some people that they can just murder, dude?
Because there's no honor.
Yeah,
and
but
That's a
murder.
useful
The problem
resource.
is that
I'm just saying.
once
Yeah.
you enslave them, you have people. Well, slavery is bad. You should free them. Nah, I just say quick, painless. Fucking 9mm. Not even a 9mm. 22. Fucking 22 is cheap, right? I think 22 is still the cheapest round in the market right now. We can find alternatives like fucking pull that, but like the one you use to put down horses and shit. Just a quick up and they're dead. Get rid of them, exit them out of society.
Yeah.
Because once you enslave them, there's going to be people trying to, they need to be freed. No human should be enslaved. That slavery is bad. And also you have penal battalions where you have like, what was that one German penal battalion that's like the one like leader was like a rapist and like was fucking crazy, bad shit, insane. Yeah.
Who was what?
Spangler or D. Wingler?
Mangala? No, Mangala was the
Mang-
one that did experiments. But
Either way, it's like if you have
Yeah.
a penal battalion, they're just gonna do the exact same shit they got punished for when they're in war. If anything, a quick fucking 9mm or 22 to the head is just a more pragmatic approach to it.
Well, I mean, is it though? Because historically, I'm pretty sure that's just what they made the front line out of for all the invading armies. They just put the crazy people out front, and they were just like, "Hey, you go do this shit over there to those people, and like stay the fuck out of here, be gone, keep conquering shit."
but that's the moral kind of argument is that they're just going to do the exact same shit that that caused them to get into that battalion in the first place to the civilians of our enemy.
Yeah, I see your point.
Yeah.
Like, I think I like where you guys are going with this because, like, I've actually had an idea a long time ago, but for basically where like it would be like a business or like a charity or something. But the idea was, reform criminals, but also reform them by utilizing whatever skills they were using illegally into something that would work like in a normal society. Like, for example, like a drug dealer could go into sales, a murderer could go into the military, things like that. But the murder in the military thing, I'm not exactly sure how that would work. I think you're on point saying these guys are just going to end up being, douchebags and torturing civilians in other countries.
Oh no, yeah, it's like so there's a difference between pedophile and a psychopath.
What would a pedophile do? Like,
No, there's no
who would use that
use
skill?
for them.
Like,
There's no use.
So
I
a
mean,
pedophile is just
yeah.
straight dead. A psychopath is needed in the military because that's the kind of people that are gonna do shit that no other man. They're not gonna come back with PTSD. They're gonna come back happy, and they're gonna come back happy. And that's it's like I can't remember who the fuck I heard it from. It's like, but the psychopathic population is basically the warrior caste of old times because they're willing to go out and fucking kill people. But
Maybe some of them.
To a
I feel like
point. To a point.
honestly, I think
To
a
a
lot of
point,
them.
course.
I think a lot of them exercise that same like kind of behavior without ever having to be violent too, though. So like, what would you do with them? If not
So
military?
that's the thing. It's like that's where it's kind of like going into a very long argument about like should psychopaths be in the military? Because it's like I tried to join the military. I wasn't allowed into because I only had one kidney, and that's a disqualification. I tried to join the army as one of the three things: infantry, artillery, or Cav Scout. But it's like literally my justification why I wanted to go was because I wanted to just go fight people for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Well, how old were you
When I did that, like
when
19?
when you wanted to just okay? I was thinking the same. Yeah, because I was like really intently like wanting to join the military for the same reason around the same time as I graduated high school. And I think I'm just gonna be real about this. I think most guys are like that. Like when they're that age, they're like, I just want to kill everybody because we're just
Well,
like
it's a natural instinct. Is that like it's the warrior kind of mentality. It's like
yeah.
and it's like I used to do a sport called HEMA. Do you know what HEMA is?
I don't think I do now.
Historical European martial arts. Essentially, we got into full body armor and we fought with like swords, spears, poleaxes, and all that shit. Full real weapons, without a blade on them, and full contact as well. And it was personally, I found it fun, and I always had a good aim with rifles and what the fuck was that? Oh, with rifles and bows, and so I thought like I would do pretty good in the military, but it's like I wasn't allowed to join. But I think it's a natural human response to when you kind of get that age because you're full of fucking testosterone, you're young, and you know you're probably most likely, if not in your prime, when it comes to physical physique. Back then, I was most definitely not. If anything, I am now. And what I am at the most physical fit as I am now than I was at 19. And it's kind of like you have that natural response because it's the tribal mentality of like when you're young, you know, you want to go adventure, you want to be the adventurer, you know, kind of shit.
Right. Yeah, and I think the military knows that and targets that age group for that reason.
Oh, 100%. You know, it's like, you know, when I was in high school, the fucking Marines would always come into the fucking cafeteria and try like, hey, you want to join the Marines? I'm like, fuck no, I want to join the Army.
Yeah, me and my friends were talking about that at the time too in high school. It's like, yeah, you join the Marines, they're basically just gonna like wipe you clean and just build you however they want you. So it probably is better to go to another branch.
They're gonna wipe your ass clean. You're gonna go fight in some foreign land. You're gonna come back and you're gonna become fucking homeless. You know, it's like that's the Marines, and it's like my family. My family.
I come back homeless, bro.
I was in high school when I joined the Army.
Yeah.
I was in high school when I joined.
The only reason I wanted to join the Cav Scouts was for a dumbass fucking reason because they have a cool hat. That's the reason I wanted to join the Cav Scouts because they had like the old Americana like cavalry hat and shit. That's the only reason I wanted to join the Cav Scouts. Besides that, I would have gone infantry or artillery because you know cool shit. But no, yeah, it's just like you know it. You know, but back to the psychopath kind of argument. Chain of homeless as shit. Yeah, no, it's hopeless. If you're a rifleman, yeah, you know, you become a rifleman, you go fight in a fucking Iraq or some foreign country, and you come back and you're fucking homeless. You know, it's unless you're like someone that's a higher pay. But back to the psychopath kind of argument because we really strayed off from the original point is that you know it's like if we you know there's a difference between a pedophile and a psychopath. Like a psychopath is basically designed naturally to be a fighter to a point, to be someone who's like not affected by just killing people and stuff like that. It's but a pedophile, I don't even think we should give them the fucking chance to even live. I think it's just like how you put down a fucking horse with that little piston gun, and it's just boom dead. It's just don't even allow them to even go through the system. Why waste money? Why waste money? And I think Bumpkin
Well,
can agree with me if he's even here.
There's no fix
Why
for
waste
it.
money?
There's no fix for it either. Like, they're even going through the system, like, it doesn't go away. So if you can't fix it, like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like why waste taxpayer dollars on trying to feed these people, trying to quote unquote rehabilitate these people when in reality it doesn't fucking work. And
Yeah.
it's just, why? You know, just fucking. If you are convicted a pedophile and you raped a young child, boy or girl, and you're convicted and you did horrible shit, you know, it's an eye for an eye. If you killed my daughter and raped her, you know, I'm gonna fucking kill you. It's just a matter of fucking time. It's like either the
Exactly.
system's gonna do it or I'm gonna fucking do it. And
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah, I think Florida passed a law giving them the death penalty, and I was surprised we didn't do it sooner. But to be honest with you, but
yeah, no, it's it should have been the first fucking action. It shouldn't even have been an argument within the fucking Congress, you know, of any state or of any nation. It should just be, boom, we're done, bang, they're dead, we're good, out of this society, out of mind. We get rid of these fucking weirdos in our society, and that's just the simple fact of it.
yeah, from the perspective of somebody that lives here and had relatives that worked in the prison system, that yeah, it's not going to be instant. Like, it's not even really going to be painful when they get the death penalty, because there's like a good 10 years of appeals they have to exhaust first, and even then they changed it from the chair to like an injection or something. So I mean, it's not really as satisfying as you would want. And back to this rehabilitation thing, that's honestly, like, I would be open to a path of rehabilitation, but in order to really rehabilitate somebody, they have to want to change, and I don't think any of these guys do.
No,
It's not a matter of wait.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
It's not a matter of them not wanting to change. There is no scientific intervention, period, with any type of data to fix this, and that's coming from someone who spent 6 years in that field. My girlfriend, high level in that field.
Right.
There's no fix for it. Like, these people, like, that's the reason, like, when you see them, like, these dudes will literally get out of jail for doing a bid, save up as much money as they can, and figure out the math from the link from the kids' playground that they can that they can shoot pictures of the playground, dude. Like,
oh god,
there's no coming back from it.
Yeah.
There's no coming. Like, there's
at
this juncture, it's like their brain is just wired wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
probably is.
It's not. Yeah. Because, like, they've tried everything, and like my girlfriend specifically, we both worked in a field that was specifically behavior modification. And we were like, why can't we do that with them? And they were like, it won't take. Like, it's just nothing you can do. Like, you can lobotomize them. Like, you can, like Casey was saying, take away their weapons. But like, even still, like, that inclination, it's beyond an addict's impulse to do it.
Wow.
Which is why they don't stop. Like, I mean, I was talking to Nunya when you guys were talking about some of the catches, and like, you guys were catching people that literally just got out of jail.
Yeah.
And went and did the exact same thing. Like, 3 weeks out, like, cool, I'm going back. Like,
oh god, do we show you that one that DAP was doing where they caught the guy the day before he was going back to jail for this? Like, the day before he was trying to hook up with an underage kid. Yeah, so I mean, you're right on point. And even if there was a way, like, you know, think of how many people have kids. Like, the kids, you know, their parents, like, they're not gonna fuck with. They're not gonna care that he got rehabilitated. Like, what they did is just. It's just not going to be forgiven. So, I mean,
right.
It's like, yeah. So,
nor should it.
No,
I'm not saying it should be. I'm not saying it should be. I'm just, I definitely think it's I agree. It's unforgivable. I'm just saying, like, this is just, definitely, yeah.
It's because the problem is of pedophilia is that, like, it's a mental illness that it reproduces through grooming. It's a parasitic mental illness. And they groom people into becoming pedophiles. And so I'm just saying, if you got rid of the original source, like a virus, right? If you got rid of the virus, it doesn't affect the body anymore. Correct?
Yeah.
Am I saying? Yeah. So if you got rid of the virus, there wouldn't be a problem. It's mentally ill people in this mentally ill society that we have that are becoming more and more of a problem because there's no repercussion from what they do now, and it excuse me. Ooh, hold up. Okay, I'm good. But like literally, it's like there's people who wanting to fucking defend these fucking people, and it's crazy, you know, it's fucking crazy. And it's just like people are saying they deserve rights. They're not
They
bad.
don't.
If anything,
They don't. Yeah.
they
No.
don't. There's no. I don't give a shit what a government will say, even if it's a government that I physically agree with. If they say that pedophiles have rights and deserve rights, I will, with every last fucking blood, every last drop of fucking blood in my body will be spilled before I even agree with that
Yeah.
or allow it.
As it should be. I will tell you, it sounds like you have at least somewhat similar passions to this as we do. Once I understand how to do this a little more, and I've got like Nunya, because dude, Nunya will drop everybody's pages. And I was gonna say, Marcel asked if this was on a Chris Hansen show, and it wasn't. There are guys on YouTube who go out and actually they spend months like having these conversations with decoys and everything else, and then catching these dudes trying to meet up with kids. But she'll put all their pages on there so you can subscribe to all of them. Just watching, subscribing, liking the videos, commenting on them will get them put out more, because the more exposure the better. Because at a bare minimum, even if the guy doesn't get arrested, just the fact that he's seen all over the internet, that's a win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Absolutely.
enough because you know what's coming to them.
What's that?
It's enough to even be seen on the internet because you know what's coming to them after they've been seen, they've been exposed. Because there's gonna be one guy who just goes up and fucking, fucking Luger, fucking, SS officer, bam, in the back of the head with that guy. But it's, yeah.
I mean, I think it's more important for the awareness for the families that these monsters are around. I mean,
oh yeah,
I don't necessarily think that people ain't built like that no more. Like everybody talks tough on the internet. Like ain't nobody built for that action, bro. Like if you ain't been in that action, you ain't doing that action. Like these people, like if that was the case, then all of these assholes who get let go right now would have a father, because every one of these children should be under the covering of a man regardless, right? So how are these people still in existence? If it's as rampant as what it is, where are the men at? People are not built like that. This society, the West has failed. Like this society is so stupidly soft.
Right. Well, the harsh reality, the harsh reality is that no matter what the situation is, whether we're talking about this or whether we're talking about like standing up as a people, like you've only got maybe 10% of people who will actually act. Hey, real quick, because before we get too deep into the weeds, this is a stream for me to like figure out how to do all this. So how do I give wrenches?
How do you get what? Oh, on your
Yeah.
YouTube page. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You can explain about.
No, you can go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. On the YouTube page, like you have to go to the actual YouTube page, and so I always do this from my laptop. There's like 3 dots by the name of the person who's in the chat, and you can click on those 3 dots, and then it'll give you the ability to add them to give them a wrench, make them a moderator.
Okay, so hold on, because
So you got to do it within the YouTube page though, like within the live feed, like where they're actually chatting.
I got you,
So I
fam.
don't know how that's going to work in your phone.
Because I've got more than
Because
one.
when you okay. So go on the other one and have the stream going, and there should be like 3 little dots.
Boom.
And there, hey, Nunya's here. Hey, Nunya.
And she is now a moderator. So actually, Nunya, if you'd do me a favor and start dropping some links. I mean, if you guys are actually interested, you guys being Stoic and Bumpkin and even Marcel in the chat, like she's got links to people who are actually out there doing it.
I don't even know if Bumpkin's even here. I think he's muted or something like that.
Well, he's
Yeah,
working.
he's at work. Yeah.
Oh, he's at work.
Yeah.
Damn, boy, you already at work? Well, to be fair, I went at work at like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like, but I guess I know what he works as. But yeah, no, it's I would be fuck. Like I do have to remind you, I am very intoxicated. So I would definitely like to look at these pages to expose pedophiles. But
Yeah.
also, I would like to say, anyone who is watching this stream currently, please like and subscribe, because the person who runs this channel is a very nice person. Like, subscribe, and I don't know if they have the join button yet, but do that as well if they do have it. No,
I don't have a join.
I assume that you're relatively newer.
Yeah, super new. And
But
to be honest,
like, subscribe, comment, push it for the algorithm, share, do all the stuff you need to, and just do stuff.
it says, okay, so James, how are you in timeout?
I'm not.
Because Nunya put him in time.
So you're gonna find yourself having to use this. We didn't want to at first, but you're gonna find yourself having to on occasion for people that are just going too far. But timeout is basically if you don't want to ban somebody, similar to giving them a wrench, you can put them in timeout, and they'll basically have like a set timer of they won't be able to come back and comment for another 10, 20 minutes or something. So
I see.
that's what it means to time somebody out.
So real quick, Nunya, I see that you're in the chat. Are you saying that you don't give links right now?
Yeah, she has
did you see what she said? Did you see what she said up there? She doesn't want to catch her talk right now. They're having some drama or something.
Yeah, there's a reason for it, but she definitely has links. We can probably DM me on IG if you want to, share it with people. But we got you.
So Uncommon just tried to do a Nightbot command, and I have the Nightbot, but I don't know how to use it. It's another reason why I wanted to talk with Nunya.
Yeah, she's the one that's
Casey.
that
When you put your Nightbot as an administrator on your page, did it show the little Nightbot icon?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna guess that you didn't do that. You didn't do it right, so it's not working.
Okay, well, so I just didn't do it right.
Yeah.
But I gave Nunya, you've got my Gmail, and you can get my phone number through there, and we'll make it all happen. So I guess for right now we're gonna hold off. There seems to be some infighting.
Bro, she said no. She said do not share.
Yeah, so we can hold off on all that, but I imagine that if I start running a few more lives here and there, I imagine you and Bumpkin will show up.
Depending on the time of the day, if you're doing it around this time, then probably I would probably show up unless New Frontier has a stream and they have a open position to join, or if I'm doing something else. But it's like if you end up streaming, most likely I'm always glad to be on open panels, to not only promote myself, but also it's to just have conversation with like-minded, but also sometimes not like-minded people, as it increases my knowledge.
Well, and the basic idea behind my channel, this channel specifically, is number one, to get me prepared and on how to use this actual streaming service, because Ray and I are going to be doing a show. So I need to get my bona fides up, but also it's to bring together the different communities that I actually interact with already at this point.
Okay. Sorry, I was gone for a while there. I'm back.
What's that?
Sorry, I was gone for a while there. I'm back though.
That's no problem. But yeah, so like you guys, especially if you have any sort of passion for like the community that James and Nunya and everybody is from, then there's zero reason why you shouldn't be supporting them, you know, and vice versa. They might end up, you know, checking out some of your stuff, and who knows, everybody can like find common ground, which would be amazing.
Oh no, yeah, no, it's definitely. I don't know if y'all consider yourself third positionist or not, but it's like definitely trying to find common ground with other third positionists is definitely the goal of mine, and I'm pretty sure that's the same goal as Bumpkins as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, trying to find a common goal, common ground, a common enemy. You know, that's definitely a thing.
Well, I will tell you this.
I don't believe in teams. I just like Bumpkin.
Yeah, so I kind of the same,
I
right?
get that a lot.
Well, what I will say is I'm one of those people that I can find the value in almost anything. So what I want is, I don't know, I just want to hear what people have to say, and I like to be challenged intellectually. So if I don't agree with you, I want to talk to you always. You know what I mean? Because I really want to know where you come from. So
Oh, most definitely. You know, of course, I don't want to participate. I don't, you know, of course, every now and then, you know, a good echo box is nice, but of course, I don't want to stay within an echo box. I like to be challenged and have to oppose intellect upon other people and their intellect opposed upon me. But it's, yeah, no, definitely, 100%.
Well, what I will tell you is that if ever there's a panel situation and it is beforehand described to me as a debate, then you'll just get debate Jeremy. But in all other contexts, I'm generally on an information search at all times. So understand that. Like if it's a actual debate, I will debate and debate hard. But that's a whole nother side of me. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I've done it long enough to where I could debate a position that I don't even agree with. And
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
What's
I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've debated positions I don't agree with too.
yeah, just for the debate.
Yeah, just because it's fun to argue like that. Yeah.
I've been around. I know I'm young, right? But I've been around the blood sports sphere since 2016. I mean, why I do so well on Fight Club, because I've heard all the positions before. You know what I mean? It's like, if people want to have an intellectual conversation, I will, absolutely. But if they pop off with some fuck shit, then they better expect some fire. They better expect some smoke, because I don't.
Right.
Hell yeah. Well,
I'm the kind of person that, like, I really don't give a shit about online blood sports or online debates, because it doesn't really personally benefit me or the movement that I support. But it's like when I see people who are like generally all around disingenuine, I will physically challenge them. Like I will call out people and like, hey, you know, it's like I physically want to like box you and shit. I want to have some kind of form of duel. And I haven't found a person who wants to do it yet, unfortunately, because I do train Muay Thai, and it's I'm trying to find a person to spar. Damn it! It's like I'm bored. I'm bored as shit. It's like,
yeah. Well, don't look at me, because I can't. I don't
no,
know.
I don't consider you an enemy or someone who did this or someone who's disingenuine. You know, if anything, I don't really know you that much, but if anything, I believe you're a good-hearted person, a good person.
Well, thanks, man.
There's always been this pipeline. I've talked to at this point, infinite amount of third positionists that are directly opposed to each other, or directly, you know, like, I hate to say it, but like a rainbow, they come in all fucking colors.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Casey Nunya wants you to check your email.
Yeah, I will do that soon. Actually, I'm gonna be shutting this down shortly, because my lady has gotten into Atlanta and she's headed this way now on an airplane, and I've got to get there.
100%. You know, be with your woman.
Yeah, but This was good, and this was
family is very important. That's an unfortunate reality that a lot of people forget about. Is that family is very much important. That family should be put first.
hell yeah. Well, and
Absolutely.
you know, she'd like to. I assume she'd like to come home to a fairly. I mean, not that the house isn't clean necessarily, but I wanna really make it like
You got to
next
make
door.
it look like you clean it every now and then. It's like that's how my buddy used to tell it. It's like I dated a girl and I brought her over. It's like, well, we don't have to clean like super clean because he owned like a cleaning business. He's like, well, we don't have to say clean super clean, but we have to clean it to make it at least look like we clean it every week or something like that.
Well, I
What is
keep
that
a pretty.
noise?
I have to keep.
What is that noise?
I think it's
Sorry,
on
that was
Bumpkins'
me.
end.
That's my bad. No, that was me.
Oh, that was Ray.
My bad.
I have to keep a pretty clean house in general because I've got 5 dogs.
5?
Yeah, it used to
Yeah,
be
that's-
6, but one of my dogs passed last week.
Aw.
Yeah, so I rescue. I'm on the board of a rescue. So, and we were the fostering coordinators. And if you've ever been a part of a
Jeremy
dog
just died.
rescue, if you're the coordinator of something, it really means that you are doing that thing. So, although I would have liked to have said that we had other fosters, we were the only foster. So
Yeah, I have one, and it's a mutt. It's like a mix between a beagle, a husky, a lab, and a shepherd. And he's a handful. He's actually sleeping right now, but it's he's a fucking handful. I couldn't imagine having 6 though. Shit, Jesus.
well, the ones we have now, I have a full bred Great Dane. And she's a little smaller than my other Great Dane that just passed 2 years ago, but she's only about 150 pounds. Comes up to about your waist. And then I have a Great Dane pit mix, and I have a Border Collie pit mix. My Weimaraner is the one that died, and then with the family deaths that we had last month, last month was really shit for me. So in terms of deaths, but with that family member dying, we took on their dogs, and they're a Jack Russell and a pug. And I don't really love little dogs that much. So
I don't like little dogs. There's this motherfucker out here in my apartment complex that just lets their little fucking chihuahua just run around free. And this little thing's trying to attack my dog, and I know my dog will literally fucking kill it. And I'm just like, fuck off. And I literally picked that shit up and threw the fucking thing. And it's like, I'm not trying to be cruel, but I'm trying to like, hey, I don't want to kill you, and I don't want I don't know if you have rabies or not, so I don't want you to kill my dog either. So I just kind of threw it off to the way, and it kind of ran.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, speaking of that, let me go ahead and get this handled. Like I said, I do keep a pretty clean house anyway, but like I said, I want to make it like perfect so that when she comes home, it's
Use
like
microfiber towels.
fresh. Yeah, dude, I got them. I'm a painter. I paint houses.
Nice.
So my attention to detail is fairly unmatched in the world, I would assume. But because there's also some ADHD and some OCD and everything else. But anyway, dude, when I clean, I fucking clean. So
Yeah. If like OCD, if you're like super attention to detail in OCD, I'm not even joking. Like accounting would probably be the perfect profession for you if those are your traits. I'm just
actually
saying that.
programming is
programming.
apparently a big one too.
Yeah, programming is another one too.
Yeah.
Well, go clean your house, bro. It's been nice being on your show, your testing show, and I look forward to be on it again with whenever you do it again. I'll be sure to subscribe and stuff like that, and that's a message to the people who are watching the show. Of course, subscribe to this fine sir, like, subscribe, and share his content. I feel like he's a good person. But no, yeah, it's been good to be on your show, and I hope to see you again. And just go clean your house, bro. That's actually what I was gonna about to continue myself. But yeah, no, bro, you have fun time with your woman.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys, thanks again. I really appreciate it. And Nunya, it looks like I really need to be better about watching the chat while this is happening. So
yeah, we basically invited you to our karaoke stream tonight. You're more than welcome to come.
That is possible, but not necessarily probable because, like I said, my lady's she's been in the Dominican Republic for like the last 8 days. So
Oh shit.
yeah, it's been a while. So, but yeah, man. All right. Well, you guys take care. Thank you again, and thank you for the help, Nunya. I will check my email, and we'll talk about those things that I can do to kind of tweak this up a little bit. So, I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
You
too, man.
too. Yeah. Nice fin on.
All right. Thanks.
Take care, man.